You've done it again. You replayed that conversation. You imagined every possible outcome, none of which ever happened. You argued with yourself about things that don't even exist anymore. The Stoics knew this long before psychology ever gave it a name. Today, you'll learn how to stop the endless noise inside your head and finally live in peace. Part 1. The Prison of Thought. We are not tortured by the world. We are tortured by our thoughts about the world. Epictetus wrote, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the view they take of them." Think about that. It's not the event that breaks you. It's your interpretation of it. The storm outside isn't what causes your fear. It's the story you tell yourself about the storm. Every time you overthink, you give your imagination more power than reality. You become trapped in a prison of your own design, a place where every wall is made of what ifs. The Stoics compared the mind to a fortress. If you don't guard its gates, chaos enters, and most of us have left those gates wide open. Part 2. Cost of Overthinking. Overthinking destroys more dreams than failure ever could, because failure happens once, but overthinking happens every single night, every single quiet moment. When you're left alone with your mind, you replay scenes that never existed. You create anxiety for futures that may never come. You dissect every word until meaning disappears. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This is not poetry. It's instruction. When your mind runs uncontrolled, you surrender your peace. You give away your present moment to ghosts that don't exist. Part 3. Control and acceptance. The Stoics divided life into two things: the things we can control and the things we cannot. Everything else is confusion. You control your thoughts, not the future. You control your actions, not the outcome. So when your mind begins to worry, ask, is this within my control? If not, release it. If yes, act. Then move on. To think endlessly about what you cannot change is not preparation. It's self-torment. And the wise person does not torment themselves over the inevitable. Part 4. Discipline of now. Overthinking thrives in the absence of presence. When you leave this moment, your mind begins to wander through every possible future and gets lost in all of them. Seneca said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." To stop overthinking, train the mind to return to now. Feel your breath. Feel the air touching your skin. Observe without judgment, without story. It takes strength to be present, to sit in silence without solving everything, to trust that not every question needs an answer. Pause. Let the music breathe. This is Stoic discipline. Part 5. Illusion of control. Overthinking is born from the illusion of control. The mind believes that if it thinks long enough, it can bend reality. But the universe is not your chessboard. The Stoics practiced amor fati, the love of fate, to love whatever happens, to see every challenge as a chance to strengthen the soul. You do not need to control life. You only need to live it with virtue and clarity. When you let go of control, overthinking loses its power. Part 6. Training mind. Stopping overthinking isn't about force. It's about training. Each time your mind spirals, notice it. Don't fight it. Don't fuel it. Just say, "There I go again." Imagining, then gently bring yourself back to the real world. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Do not waste what remains of your life in thoughts about others. Think with purpose, not for pleasure. Use thought as a tool, not as a trap." Part 7. Stoic Method. Here's a practical Stoic method to stop overthinking. Step 1. Write it down. When a thought repeats, put it on paper. You'll see how small it truly is. Step 2. Separate fact from story. Ask, what happened? Then, what story am I telling myself? Most pain lives in the story, not the fact. Step 3. Act. Do something small, even imperfect. Action cuts through the fog of thought. Step 4. Accept uncertainty. You don't need all the answers to move. You only need faith in your ability to adapt. Pause. This is how Stoics think. Simple, calm, focused on what is. Part 8 The Peace of Stillness. The Stoics practice stillness, not to escape the world, but to understand it. When you stop stirring your thoughts, the water becomes clear. You begin to see life as it really is, not as your fear paints it. Stillness is not laziness. It is clarity. The quiet mind is the strongest mind. Part 9 Living the Stoic Way. When you wake tomorrow, remember this. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. You can choose which thoughts to keep. You can choose which ones to let drift away. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Today I escaped anxiety," or no, I discarded it because it was within me, in my own perceptions. Your peace has always been yours. You just forgot where to look. Overthinking ends when trust begins. Trust life to unfold as it should. Trust that you have the strength to face what comes. Trust that this moment, right now, is enough. When you can finally sit in silence, without trying to solve everything, you will have discovered the greatest freedom of all, peace of mind. This is the Stoic Way. Simple, steady, unmoved by the noise of the mind.